A ticking time bomb is what they're calling Thames Water, a utilities firm that may soon face a cash crunch. This isn't a sudden development, but a culmination of a troubled history, financial missteps, and mounting obligations. The most immediate concern is a looming £190 million loan due by the end of April. And this isn't just about one loan, it's about the capacity of Thames Water to meet its financial commitments amidst a sea of challenges. The company is under pressure and the stakes are high, with shareholders demanding a hefty £3.25 billion for further investment and potential fines from regulators on the horizon. The financial landscape is fraught with uncertainty, the clock is ticking, and Thames Water must make a decision soon. Thames Water is not without options, but each carries its own set of risks and rewards. Let's explore the various alternatives being mulled over by the company. First, there's the possibility of restructuring the loan. It's a common practice and could provide relief by extending the repayment term or reducing the interest rate. However, this route may not be a walk in the park. It involves negotiating with lenders who are understandably more interested in getting their money back than in Thames Water's financial woes. And even if successful, it merely kicks the can down the road, potentially setting up for another crisis in the future. The second option is seeking new shareholders. Fresh capital could help meet immediate financial obligations and fund operations. But this solution is also fraught with complications. Existing shareholders may be reluctant to dilute their stake, and it's uncertain whether new investors would be willing to jump on a ship that's taking on water. Next, we have the proposal to increase bills by 40%. This could generate a considerable revenue boost, but it's a risky move. It could backfire by alienating customers and attracting negative publicity. Moreover, there's a limit to how much people are willing or able to pay for their water. A debt for equity swap with bondholders is another option on the table. This would reduce the company's debt and interest payments, providing some financial breathing room. But bondholders may not be keen on exchanging their guaranteed income for a stake in a struggling company. Each option carries its own set of challenges and potential drawbacks, but doing nothing is not an option. The choices are tough, the stakes are high, and the clock is ticking. Thames Water's next move could shape not only its future, but also the landscape of the utilities industry. In the face of this crisis, the government is not without tools to intervene. Legislative changes have been put in place that open the door for a potential administration process. This gives the government an ultimate enforcement tool, a trump card, if you will, to ensure that Thames Water can continue to provide vital services. Another option that's been bandied about is renationalisation. This is a move that could ensure the utility firm's survival, but it's not without its detractors. Industry leaders have voiced concerns about the impact such a move could have on investor confidence. After all, if a company like Thames Water can be taken back under government control, what's to stop that from happening to other firms? It's a tricky balancing act, one that will require careful thought and decisive action. The government's role in this saga is yet to be fully realised, but it's clear they have the power to shape Thames Water's future. There's one more option on the table, and it could fundamentally change Thames Water as we know it. It's a bold proposal, dividing Thames Water into separate entities. Now, this isn't just a random idea thrown into the mix. It's a potential solution that could alleviate the financial pressures the company is facing. Imagine this. Thames Water, instead of being one large entity, is split into smaller, more manageable parts. Each entity would focus on a specific area, perhaps one managing the supply, another overseeing the infrastructure, and so forth. This division could potentially streamline operations, allowing each entity to specialise and optimise its sector. It's like running a relay race instead of a marathon. Each team member focuses on their part of the track, passing the baton on to the next. This could result in a more efficient race, or in this case, a better managed water utility. It might also open up new avenues for investment, with shareholders able to back specific sectors of the business. But, of course, it's not a magic bullet. There would be challenges to overcome, not least the logistics of such a restructuring. However, in a time of crisis, bold steps are often required. This radical solution could just be the lifeline Thames Water needs. The future of Thames Water hangs in the balance. This troubled utilities firm, teetering on the brink of a cash crunch, has a hefty £190 million loan due by the end of April. The options being considered are as varied as they are complex. From restructuring the loan, seeking new shareholders, to potentially raising bills by 40%, the path to solvency is filled with challenges. Shareholders are demanding a whopping £3.25 billion for further investment. But with potential fines from regulators looming, this is no easy feat. A debt-for-equity swap with bondholders is also on the table, and legislative changes have opened the door for a possible administration process, with the government holding the ultimate enforcement tool. Renationalisation is a possibility, though industry leaders are wary of its impact on investor confidence. The idea of dividing Thames Water into separate entities has also been suggested, presenting a potential solution to this complex situation. Remember to subscribe for updates on this developing story. The fate of Thames Water is yet to be decided, and its impact will ripple across the industry.